Vodafone is a global telecommunications provider. My key responsibilities include looking after all elements of cybersecurity, which encompasses digital information security, network and security services, and all of our product and service offerings that we take to market. Cloud actually plays a massive part of our strategy as we look to reduce our technology footprint. And there's also a big emphasis within the organization to reduce our carbon footprint. We also focused on quite heavily on this concept of intelligence-led cyber investment, ensuring that we play a very meaningful role in the interest of national security as a critical infrastructure provider within Australia. We are basically the custodians, if you will, of very sensitive information for a large percentage of the population. So we take that very seriously. We've also realized that a lot of call it the legacy investments that we had, although best of breed at the time, was not really equipping us to combat the more advanced, persistent threats that we see today. The approach that we took in that regard was really looking at what were our primary attack vectors that we were seeing, not only locally, but also globally. And the ones that really stood out for us was email, closely followed by the network, and then the endpoint. So that pretty much drove our investment strategy in terms of advanced threat capabilities covering those three vectors primarily, which resulted in those investments in NX, ETP from an email perspective, and then HX on the endpoint. Then we've also invested in the PX solution, which gives us some forensic analytic capability there. And that's all then encompassed within the FireEye as a service capability. We also work quite closely with FireEye and its subsidiary entities, more specifically Mandiant and Eyesight partners in terms of some of the threat subscriptions. FireEye has played a very, very active role in terms of shaping our Cyber Defense Center framework from the ground up. I think what is again proven to be invaluable to us is, to me, the key is the eyesight piece. Really knowing what's out there, the motives of these bad guys, in addition to their comprehensive suite of technical capabilities or products. I think the real value in FireEye is come about in terms of those consulting engagements, in addition to all the professional services capabilities inclusive of FAS. WannaCry is a typical example where the inputs that we got from FireEye, basically before anything was divulged globally, and how that allowed us to shape our response internally was fantastic. It also equips us to better position ourselves to make that meaningful contribution around national security. The investments that we've made over the past year and a half, especially in those incident response retainers, the crisis management capabilities, etc., where FireEye is on board in the event of us suffering a breach to actually help shape what those media statements will look like, and also basically having expertise on the ground to actually contain the breach within 24 hours. Those are proven to be invaluable in terms of ultimately moving the dial on our ability to respond, or what FireEye would term response readiness. So it's kind of all encompassing there in terms of a really strong strategic partner that's closely aligned with our own strategy.